Okay, so we'll take a lay down on your back on the floor. Let's take the soles of the feet into the floor and we'll start to pull the belly through to the spine. Just take the hands down, palms up, or you can take your hands onto the hips just to make sure that they're anchored into the floor. That's fine. Taking a deep breath in, pull the belly through to the spine. We'll tilt the pelvis towards you. And then exhale, tilt the pelvis away. So this is just mobilizing through those lower abdominals. We tend to forget about those. And also connecting with the breath and coordinating that with the movement. So it's an inhale, pull through, flatten out the lower back. Exhale, tilt the pelvis away from you, increase the curve in the lower back. Inhale, flatten. Exhale, tilt. Inhale, flatten. Exhale, tilt. We go for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Beautiful. All right, so the next one, you were going to pull the belly through to the spine, flatten out the lower back, continue the pelvic tilt as we come into your bridge, and then we roll back down 1 vertebrae at a time, all the way to the floor. So we inhale, pull the belly through, roll up. Exhale, roll down, and tilt the pelvis. So we're connecting 2 exercises now, our bridge into our pelvic tilts. And hopefully we're starting to iron out any of those little kinks in the spine, kinks from the week, sitting at the desks, all that tightness, upper back tightness, we'll start to iron all that out. Beautiful. And also start to activate those glutes. So when we're at the top of the bridge, let's squeeze the glutes and then roll all the way back down and rolling up for 2 more. And rolling down. Beautiful. Last one. And rolling down. Beautiful. Okay, so we're going to interlace those fingers now. Take them just behind the base of the skull. Thumbs are tracking down either side of the neck muscles. So we're going to press down into the soles of the feet. Pull the belly through to the spine. And we're making sure we're keeping a lovely space between the chin and the chest. So about fist distance between the chin and the chest. Elbows come into your peripheral vision. So we're just going to lift the elbows off the floor, pull the shoulders down. We inhale and we exhale, lift. Lowering down, inhale, exhale, lift. Lower, down, exhale, lift. Let's go for 8 more. Inhale and exhale, squeeze. Inhale. Keep pulling those shoulders down, lifting up as high as we can. So we're just working through the top part of the abs, top portion of the abdominals, and also stabilizers for the spine. And exhale. Inhale, lower for 4, for 3, for 2. Last one. Beautiful. All right, so we're going to add on now. So we're going to bring your right foot, shins parallel to the floor, the knees directly above the hip. And we're going to continue on lifting the head and shoulders off the floor, keeping that leg there. So try and make sure that the left hip doesn't peel off and we roll over to the right side. We want to make sure that everything in that spine stays compressed to the floor. So we inhale first, pull the belly to the spine, exhale, lift, and lower. For 2. And lower. For 3. And lower. For 4. And lower. 5. In. 6. Good. Keep pulling that belly to the spine, using the breath. 2 more. And last 1. Beautiful. Now this next one we squeeze. Inhale and then exhale, lift. Tilt the left shoulder towards the right knee. Come back to the center. Lower down. Inhale, exhale, lift, exhale, twist, tilt, back to the center, lower down. 8 more. So we're getting this lovely little oblique twist here. Obliques being the muscles of the core at the sides of the body. They're really important for making sure that we can move and be stable through the spine. So strong obliques, super important. Shoulders pull down away from the ears as we twist. And try and make sure too that we're not closing off the elbow over the face. We're still keeping broad through the chest. Lovely. Last 2. And down, last 1. Beautiful, down. Okay, so you may be starting to feel this at the front of that quad on the right leg because we've been holding that beautiful 90-degree position. And now we're going to change sides. So left leg comes into 90 degrees, pull the belly button through to the spine. We exhale, lift, and lower, and lift, and lower. Breath use, really important. The exhale is going to make those abdominals engage that little bit deeper. So we start working really, really far into the deep core muscles, which means we're also going to be strengthening these stabilizers of the spine. Because strong core means a strong back. For 4, and 3, and 2. Last 1. We continue on. So we inhale, exhale, lift, twist, back to center, lower down. Keep the right hip down as you twist. Exhale, through, and center. Good. And exhale, through, twist, lower inhale, exhale, lift, little twist. Just check in with your knee. If it's starting to relax into your chest, so we're starting to get a little bit slack here, bring that knee above the hip line. Keep that leg at 90-degree knee bend. Good. 3 more for me. For 3. Exhale. And back down. And 2. Shoulders pulled down away from the ears, please. Down and last 1. Twist. Through and in. Beautiful. Let's give the knees a little hug in. A little rock and roll of the knees to the side. Good. All right. So the next one that we're going to do, taking the hands down beside you, palms up. We're going to bring both knees now into your 90-degree position. And again, still pulling that belly through to the spine. Now we can flex the toes or point the toes. I don't really mind, just so long as they're doing something. And this 90-degree bend at the knees is going to be maintained all the way through this next exercise. So pulling the belly button through to the spine, we take a 90-degree knee hinge from the hip and toe tap to the floor before we bring it back up. We then swap sides. So hinge at the hip, toe tap, or you can heel tap, that's fine, and then come back in. Hinge right, and in. Belly pulls through. Try not to tilt the pelvis at all. If you find that your pelvis starts to tilt, you can bring that heel a little closer to your bottom. So rather than being a 90-degree hinge from the hip, it's more of a heel tap straight down, okay? But if your back is completely flat on the floor, let's keep the challenge up. We're still breathing. And you will be starting to feel all the way through that midsection into the lower abdominals, working pretty hard. Starting to get nice and warm, hopefully. We go for 10. Backs of the shoulders stay compressed into the floor. 9. Make sure that that lower back and middle back is really pressing into the floor. For 4. And 3. Good. Keep going. And 2 more. Lovely. And last round. And tap. Beautiful. Hug the knees into the chest. We'll just give the knees a little rock to the right side. Feel a little release through the twist there. And then come back over to the other side. Beautiful. All right. So that is our warm-up done, ladies and gents. We're going to come through to a kneeling position now. And we're going to move into our rounds of a little circuit, basically. So 50 seconds on, 10 seconds off. I have my timer here. The exercises are going to be as follows. So we have our hands directly underneath the shoulders. We're going to lift the knees 3 inches off the floor. Exercise 1, knee steps out, bring the knee in. So we're just moving from a 4-point hover kneel, and we're just stepping the feet straight out and straight back in. So that's exercise number 1. We do 50 seconds on, 10 seconds off. The next one that we're going to do is, in your 10 seconds off, you can have a little rest, give your wrists a little wiggle. We then come into our high plank. We do right knee, right elbow, left knee, left elbow. Right knee, right elbow, left knee, left elbow. 50 seconds on, 10 seconds off. We then come through to a seated position, and we're going to roll down through the spine, reach all the way back, roll straight up and sit tall. So it's a roll straight down, just a standard mobilization for the spine into a sit-up. Okay, 50 seconds on, 10 seconds off. And then the next one that we're going to do, we lay back on the floor, we extend both legs up to the sky, hands in a diamond shape underneath your tailbone, head and shoulders off the floor, and we make sure in our split kicks, little flutter kicks here, that we do connect the leg to the floor. Okay, so we're moving all the way through. 50 seconds on, 10 seconds off. We're going to do one round of those, and then we'll move into our next block. All right, with me, when we're ready, into our kneeling position, set, 50 seconds. Here we go. Step out, straight out, and back in. And 2. Now you want to try and make sure that you go as many reps as possible. Make sure you keep breathing. Really good. So we're starting to get a little bit of heat back into the body and working those core muscles in a more functional range. So we've activated everything in our warm-up. We know where everything is. It has fresh blood flow supply to that area. Now we're starting to work into some higher intensity work. Good. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good. 10 seconds rest. Take a deep breath in. We're going to move through into our high plank knee taps here. We're going in 5, 4, 3, 2, high plank. Let's go. And knee to elbow. 2, 3. Making sure the eye gaze is 45 degrees forward to the top of the mat. Your shoulders may be starting to feel it. That was intentional. Starting to get a little bit of endurance through that upper body as well, because it is part of that core stability. Really good. Keep breathing. Keep those legs moving. If you do need to have a little break, knees come down, take a deep breath, and then get straight back into it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have a breather. Well done. All right, the next one, we come through into our seated crunches. So we sit tall, arms come out, 10 seconds is over. We roll down, 50 seconds ago, and reach back. And exhale, sit tall. Exhale, sit tall. We inhale as we come back. Keep the control on the descent. So we do not want to sacrifice technique for speed. Always make sure that your technique and your control and the maintenance of the breath is your priority over speed. Your speed will come. But if we go for speed first to the neglect of our technique, that's when we start to get injuries. Really good. 2 and 1 and relax. Beautiful. All right, next one, 10 seconds breather. Hands directly underneath your tailbone. Press the elbows down into the floor. We're going to lift those legs all the way up into the air. Inhale, here we go. Exhale, lift the head and shoulders off the floor. We kick. Really good. Keep moving those legs. Try and keep the legs as straight as possible as well. If you want to flex the toes or point the toes, just to make sure that you are really extending those legs. Really good. We're nearly there. Big deep breaths. We have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. 10 seconds rest. We're going to repeat that whole thing for our second round. Coming back into your kneeling position. Hover knees, toe taps. Here we go. And we step out. 50 seconds. See if you can pick it up the pace a little bit on this second round with each of the exercises. Now that you know what the routine is, what the sequencing is, see if we can get a little quicker. Have a play with it. Again, if you start to notice that your technique gets a bit wonky, slow it down a bit and get that technique under your belt, and then move up in pace. Really good. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Beautiful. Have a little breather, 10 seconds. Hopefully we're starting to feel those abs really switching on. We're into our knees to elbows, high plank. Here we go. Good. Try and really connect those knees to the elbows. And if you notice that your hips are starting to drop to the floor, just hitch those hips up a little. Get the chest over the heel of the palms. Good. We're nearly there, guys. Stay with me. Big deep breaths. Feed those muscles for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. 10-second breather. Come to a seated position. Whew. Hopefully your heart rate's up a little bit. All right, arms reach through. We roll down through the spine. Reach back. Exhale, sit tall. We're up. We roll down. Good. So really important that we do that exhale as we come up. That's just going to help stabilize the spine. Makes the deep core muscles engage that little bit more. Also stops any strain through the neck. Three, 2, and 1. Amazing. Good. All right. We're going to go into our last exercise now. So our flutter kicks. Hands in your diamond shape underneath your tailbone. Let's extend those legs up to the sky. We can point the toes, flex the toes. When you're ready, head off the floor. Here we go. 50 seconds. Really try and move those legs as quick as you can. Focusing on the inside leg engagement. So we're stretching the back of those knees. The quads are switched on. Really good. We have 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. Let's hug the knees into the chest. Good work. Let's take the knees over to the right side. A little stretch. Really good. And then come back through over to the other side. Well done. Good. Okay, we're going to come up through now to our seated position. So That was our little circuit to get the heart rate up and get a little bit of core temperature up for the core, but as well as your overall core temperature, getting it up there. So the next thing that we're going to do, I'm going to start to move into a seated position, rock back into the fleshy part of the glutes. We're going to lift the feet off the floor. Now you can hold on behind the backs of the knees, or no holding on at all. But if you do want to have a hold on at the backs of the knees, that's absolutely fine. So we're going to lift that chest. We're going to do a heel dig and then a lift. Opposite heel dig and lift. Okay, heel dig and lift, heel dig. Good stuff. Let's go for 10, 9. The key here is we want to lift the chest. We don't want to be rolling and rounding through the top of the back. So everything's lifting up out of the floor. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Lovely. Let's cross the ankles. We're going to come through into a side hip sit position. Now we can either have your elbow on the floor or we can have your hand on the floor. Depending on how your wrists feel today is entirely up to you. I'm going to take my elbow onto the floor. We're going to take your legs out straight and take your right foot in front of your left as we lift the hips. We're going to take your right arm up to the sky. We're going to do 10, sweep underneath, and then sweep through. If you find that gets a bit challenging, you can put your inside knee down and sweep and extend, keeping these hips up. Okay, so this is for our obliques. Mentioned these already today. We squeeze for 10 and 9 and 8. Good. 7 and 6. Here's 5, 4. Big deep breath for 3. Really good for 2. And last 1. Amazing. Lower the inside knee down, come down through the hips, and then we're going to come to a seated position. Again, heel digs for 10. So we lift those feet off the floor in a boat pose. You can have the hands out in front of you. We then heel dig. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lift the chest. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and relax. Beautiful. So let's go on to the other side now. We're going to do your oblique second side. Elbow on the floor or hand on the floor. Bottom knee can stay bent or the full leg can be extended. Hips lift. Arm reaches up. 10 sweeps underneath for 10. Squeeze. 9. Squeeze. 8. And 7. And 6. Good for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then we lower the inside leg down, come down into your kneeling position, and we'll come through to your 4-point kneeling or reverse table. So, taking a deep breath in, let's round through the top of the back, tuck the chin in, and exhale, drop the belly through to the floor. And feel those abs stretching. Lovely. We round all the way through the top of the back. Exhale, drop the belly to the floor. Perhaps look up or just forward if you find that your neck is a bit strainy when you do that. Good. Drawing all the way in again. And exhale. Let's go one more. And exhale. Beautiful. So we come to our opposing lengths. So right arm, left leg, extending. Bring knee to elbow in the center line of the body. Nothing moves at the spine. We extend. Knee to elbow. Extend. Knee to elbow. Feel the connection there. Extend. Knee to elbow. For 5. Squeeze. 4, squeeze, 3, squeeze, 2, squeeze, 1, squeeze. Place everything down. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, oppositions, extend, right leg, left arm, and in. Extend, and in. For 3. We're making sure that we're pulling the belly away from the floor. The shoulders are pulling down away from the ears. So we're not dumping down into those shoulder blades. Long spine, long neck, lots of space between the ears and the shoulders. The eye gaze is 45 degrees forward, just to the front of the mat. Try not to look back towards your feet. That locks off the airway, and it also rounds the top of the back. 2 more. Last one. And relax. Beautiful. We'll come back through to your 4-point kneeling. Let's lift the knees just 3 inches off the floor. We're going to hold here for 5. 4, big deep breath, for 3, for 2, for 1, lower the knees down, and let's press back into a child's pose. Let's lengthen out the top of that back. Oh, beautiful. Let everything go. Good. We're then going to come to a seated position. And rolling down into your back. I'm going to bring the knees into a butterfly position. So take the feet together, knees wide. You can either have the heels connected, so the feet are flexed, or we can have the soles of the feet together or the toes together. I really don't mind, just so long as the feet are active and the knees stay open. We pull the belly through to the spine, reach the arms back. As we exhale, we're going to tap the toes and then come all the way back through. It's a little frog crunch here. Let's go for 20. 1, down, 2, and 3, 4, 5. Good. Exhaling on the way up, same rules apply. Again. Last round of 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. Place the soles of the feet down on the floor. Hands come down beside you, palms up. We lift the head and shoulders off the floor. Reach pinky finger to outside of right foot. Squeeze through center left, through center right, through center left. Let's go. And a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Release, relax. Let's take the knees wide into your frog shape or butterfly position. Take a deep breath in. And feel those top portions of the hips releasing, relaxing. Perhaps even the lower back lengthening and extending. And we're going to do that last 2 exercises, last round. Bring the knees in, soles of the feet to the floor. We'll hug the knees into the chest. Extend the legs just slightly before we open the knees into a butterfly or frog position. Whatever you did last time with your feet, do the opposite this time. So if you pointed them last time, let's flex them. If you flex them, let's point them. Okay, just to have a little difference there. So we reach the arms all the way back. As we exhale, lengthen, reach, and back down. And 2, 3, 4, 5. Again. 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 Last round. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We hug the knees in, place the soles of the feet down on the floor, reach the head and shoulders off the floor, oblique side reach for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. Beautiful. All right, let's hug the, cross the right ankle over the left knee. We'll hug the knee into the chest. And let's take a figure 4 stretch. Well done. Hopefully your core is feeling mighty warm. A good targeted core session. Get you ready for your weekend. And release. Let's change sides. We'll take the left ankle over right knee. Make sure that those toes stay flexed on both feet. Good work. We then release. Take the hands just behind the backs of the knees. We'll rock and roll up and down the spine about 2 or 4 times. It's just a lovely way of just massaging that spine out. And when you've done that, we'll cross the ankles, come through to laying on your belly on the floor. And we're going to take either your elbows directly underneath your shoulders and press the chest through the arms. This might be enough for you after all of that ab work. The alternative is we can take the hands, palms to floor, fingertips in line with the wingtips of the shoulders, elbows squeeze in, and we press into a full up dog. So it depends how your back feels, and depends how much stretch you want to get through the core. Big deep breath in and exhale. Beautiful. We then bend the knees into the floor, shift the sit bones back. We'll tent the fingers on the floor. So we're going to lift those palms right off the floor. Keep the arms straight and we press the forehead down into the earth, chest to the floor. So then start to feel the shoulders pulling down away from the ears as you push down into the finger pads. And you may feel a stretching of the skin across the middle of the shoulder blades here, as there's almost a wrapping sensation around the armpits. This is a wonderful stretch for the lats, for something called the rhomboids, which is a huge, great big triangle or diamond-shaped muscle, which is the majority of your back, actually. Beautiful. We then come back through to your tabletop position. Taking your right arm, reach it all the way up to the sky. We're going to interlace that arm underneath your left and take a little stretch through the top of the back. And then we extend that arm all the way back up to the sky. Oh, that twist after time off is always challenging but feels good. So we lengthen the left all the way up and then interlace. And then lengthen that left arm all the way up to the sky. Beautiful. We come back down to the floor. So we're going to lower the chest to the floor and take the arms to a 90-degree position. Take your left palm to the floor. Fingertips align with the front of the shoulder. Elbow squeezes into the side of the body. We then lift your left leg up and over. Right cheek comes to the floor. Amazing. We then come back through to neutral. Forehead on the floor, arms at 90 degrees. Perhaps give the hips a little wiggle. We then take your right palm to the floor, fingertips align with the shoulder tip. Taking your left cheek to the floor, I had to think about that a sec. Lift your right leg up and over, and we'll take a stretch second side. And just start to connect in with the breath if you've lost it. And then we come back through to your neutral. Take both hands underneath the shoulders, knees stay bent. We'll shift the sit bones back first through puppy pose, into tabletop, and then we'll come to a seated position. Taking your right sole of the foot over the outside of your left knee. We'll hug that knee into the chest. Really anchor that sit bone down. So we're aligning the spine. Both sit bones are anchored, plugged into the floor, and we pull that knee into the chest. If you would like to have a little twist through the top of the back, you can take your right hand behind your sit bone. And then we come back through to the other side. Let's swap legs. So we take left sole of the foot, plugging the big toe down into the floor. Sit bones anchor down, and we align the spine. You may wish to just stay here, pulling the chest and the knee together. So we're completely compressing your leg into your torso. Or hug the knee in with the right arm, take the left arm behind you, and just a little twist through the top of the back. And when we're in that twist, really feel the shoulders pulling down as we lift the chest up. So we don't want to be twisting and rounding through the back and kind of shortening the twist. We really want to try and keep the twist as long and twisting upwards as we can. It's like you're growing out of the floor. Beautiful. We then come back through to the center. Take the soles of the feet together. Little froggy position, butterfly position here. Perhaps a little rock side to side on those sit bones. See if you can feel exactly where they are. Those two pointy bits underneath your bottom. We then reach the arms forward. Allow the forehead to completely release to the knees. And then rolling all the way back up again. Beautiful. So we're going to cross the ankles now. Just taking the legs into a cross-legged position. Place the hands down on the lap. We take a deep breath in. Maybe closing the eyes down. And exhale. Good. As you take your next deep inhale, we're going to take your right hand to your left knee. Take your left hand just behind the sit bone and begin to twist and look back. Beautiful. We come back to center. Then we change sides. So take left hand onto right knee. Take your right hand right behind the back, behind your sit bone towards the back of the mat. And then a twist. Good. We come back through to neutral. Interlace the fingers and press them up overhead. We then take a side bend over to the left side, come back to center and over to the right side. Good, back to center. We'll do that one more time. So we take a deep breath in, shoulders pull down, lengthen to the left. Really try and extend those elbows as far away from you as possible. Come back to center. And then inhale, exhale to the right. So hopefully you're feeling a really deep stretch around the shoulder blades and into the armpit. Down into the side body. And back to center. Beautiful. All right, we'll place those hands down. We're going to take 4 deep inhales and exhales, feeling the ribcage expand. The inhale is for about 4 counts. The exhale is for about 4 counts. So we're slowing the breath down, but really deepening it so it gets into the base of the belly. So rolling the shoulders forward, back and down. We're making sure there's no tension in the neck. We begin. Inhale for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last round. 1. Inhale. 2. Inhale. 3. Inhale. 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Release the pattern. Just allow your body to come to stillness. And just check in with your abdominals. Everything that's going on in that belly that we've just worked. And by taking attention and focus into the abdominal area, we're also taking our attention and our focus into one of the key areas of our nervous system. The gut has over 100 million nerve cells inside the whole gut. And just in the small intestine alone, that's the part of the gut that's the beginning portion. As food enters into the gut, it's where a large part of the digestion happens. We start digesting from when food hits our mouth and we start chewing our food. That's the beginning phase of digestion. But when it gets to the small intestine, the nerve cells that are in our small intestine outnumber the nerve cells that are in our spinal cord. So you have more nerve cells in the beginning portion of your gut than you have in your entire spinal cord, which is quite miraculous, really. So our gut tells us an awful lot about our environment. It also signals an awful lot of our emotional state, of anxiety. We hold tension and stress within our gut. So when we start to connect in with that area, we start to connect in with our entire being, everything that's going on. Start paying attention to the nervous system, our stress levels. Beautiful. So we take a deep breath in. Let's reach the arms all the way up to the sky. And exhale, fold forward. And coming back to a seated position. Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure guiding you through this ab-focused session. I look forward to seeing you in another session on the mat sometime soon.